Hello and welcome to episode 224. Right, for this video guys, I'm going to be fishing for 48 hours and I've come back down to my local membership water, Aspen Lake. I'm in the same swim I was in about 4 weeks ago. Not about 4 weeks ago, it was 4 weeks ago. Ideally my first choice or second choice, even third choice, probably would have been a bit further down the bank, but all them swims I would have preferred are occupied. I didn't want to go on the grass bank round to there because we're in for some pretty horrific weather this weekend guys, and you'd have it right in your face if you was on that side of the lake. So I wanted to be on this side of the lake where I've got a bit of protection behind the bivvy from the hedgerows and the trees behind the bivvy, so at least when the weather does kick up it won't be too uncomfortable. But talking of weather, as I said, conditions this weekend for fishing should be pretty much spot on. We've got low air pressure, that does mean we're going to have a wet weekend. We've got a warm southwesterly blowing from the jet stream that's coming in from over the sea, so unusually it's quite warm at the moment. And if you think it makes a difference, we've also got a full moon tomorrow night, so we've got quite a load of favourable conditions I think for this weekend. So I'll probably go ahead and blank now, but yeah, I'm not fishing yet guys. First thing I did was put the shelter up, obviously to get all the kit out the rain. It was raining when I rocked up, so I put the shelter up, chucked everything in, just to make sure my gear don't get wet and dirty. And it'll be sorting out the fishing kit next. Right, anyway, without further ado, let's go fishing. Right guys, just getting the rigs ready now for this session, and I've opted to go with the old fluorocarbon D rig, and I've got seafood dumbbell wafters for the hook bait. I was originally planning on fishing the old Ronnie rig when I got here, but a friend of mine, Mark, is fishing in the bench swim and he's just had 5 fish out on a day session, which is unheard of for here. I've known people who've had 5 fish out in a weekend or in 3 days, but not in a day session. But anyway, Mark he's fishing solid PVA bags, but he's fishing wafters as hook baits. So I thought, well, I might as well copy and go for wafter hook baits as well. And what's the best rig to fish when you're fishing wafter hook baits? That's a fluorocarbon D rig. So just finished, that's the third rig. I'm going to be using the bait boat as per usual. Before it goes out, I'll sandwich the hook with a bit of PVA foam nugget just to stop any tangles and what have you. Let's do that now. Got the new Ridge Monkey dispenser Dewberry What's It thingy bob. But yeah, so like I said, I hadn't planned on fishing these rigs, but you know, taking some information from what someone else is doing, which is basically is just the wafter hook bait part of it. So right, that's the 3 rigs already. Right, the rods are almost set up. All I've got to do now is attach these rigs to the rods and we're almost ready to start fishing. Don't even know what's the time. I haven't really rushed, guys, at getting set up because it's just coming up for 4 o'clock. Because most of my bites I've had on here, I've always come night, early evening, early morning. But saying that though, what I've just seen Mark doing is just blown all that out of the water because he's had 5 fish out on a day session. That is unheard of. So either he's doing something very right or the conditions are very right. Right, anyway, let's put the camera away because this rain is starting to get a little bit heavier. Right, let's get the boat out. Right guys, so that's rod number 1 gone out. I'm not going to film all the rods going out because the camera's hiding under the bivvy at the moment because it is that fine drizzle rain and I don't want to get the camera out in the rain. But right hand rod has gone to the lilies and the reeds just to the right of the swim that I fished to before. Middle rod is just going to go dead out in front, and then the left hand rod, don't know if you can see at the moment, there's a couple of ducks back there. I'm going to be fishing in that kind of area because when I first got here and I was putting the bivvy up, I did see a fish swirl over there. So technically that area is the next door neighbour's swim, but there's no one in there. So unless anyone does turn up in there, I'm going to fish that area. Right, anyway, we are starting to lose the light now a little bit with this weather and the time of day, so I'm going to crack on, get these other 2 rods out. Like I say, I'm not going to film them because of the weather, and then yeah, and then we'll be fishing. So right, let's crack on. Right, that's it then guys. As you can see, all 3 rods are now out for going out in the bait boat, doing a sort of a few boilies, sort of handful of pellet and a bit of a scattering of sweet corn, as you would have seen on the when the first rod went out. Still raining, but I don't know how much filming I'm going to be able to do this session guys, because this weather is pretty, I mean there's actually no wind blowing at all at the moment, but yeah, we are forecast for some, especially from tomorrow, Saturday night, some quite high winds and then heavy rain, so it's going to be adventurous this session one way or the other, but yeah, at least the rod's out now, and yeah, if I can have at least 1 fish I'll be happy, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right, anyway, I'm going to finish tidying up my area and my bivvy and whatnot guys, and then well, I'll get back to you when there's something more exciting to tell you. Oh, good morning guys. Obviously with the lack of nighttime footage, nothing happened. But the real pants weather is kicked in now. As I said in the intro, I specifically picked I wanted to be on this bank to shelter from the wind a bit, you know, especially with all the, you know, the trees and hedgerow behind, and it is doing that. Probably see in the trees in the background, the tree tops are being bent right over. We've got a southerly wind at the moment, which the geography of this lake means it's blowing from my right to my left. It is due to change shortly to a southwesterly, which means it'll be blowing kind of from the camera direction to that way. Oh, the rain is just getting heavier again. Just thought I'd do this filming bit because the rain had eased off, but here it comes again. Right, anyway guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to get much filming today because of this weather, but I'll see what I can do if any fish come along. Right, anyway, I'm getting back in there. Well guys, what a difference a couple of hours makes. The heavy rain has passed. There's even a bit of blue sky. The wind direction, as I said earlier on, it has now changed. It's now coming sort of over our heads, so it looks nice and calm here. But that's where we've got the shelter of the trees and hedgerows behind us. You can probably see a bit further up here. By the time the wind does hit the lake, it is a bit more windy up that side of the lake. But yeah, it's a bit drier and I always say less windy, but like I said, we have got the shelter of the trees and bushes behind us. So that means I can actually come at me bivvy now. You can probably still hear the wind actually in the trees behind us, so it is still quite windy, but anyway, the only thing that hasn't changed is the fish. Still nothing doing on the fishing side of it, guys. I'll leave the rods for a couple more hours yet. It's 1 o'clock now, so I'll give it a couple more hours and then I'll wind the rods in, probably use the facilities, and then put all fresh hook baits out for going into tonight. Anyway, fingers crossed something can happen later, guys. Right, I need to get up from squatting down here because my old weary bones are killing me. I'd give that 5 minutes if I were you. Right guys, rigs are rebaited. Got me mix here that's going to go out in the boat. Rather than putting it all separately, what I've done, I don't know if you can see that, I took some of me boilies, me pellets and me sweet corn, added some of the glug, and then what I'd done earlier on when it was raining, I actually left this out in the rain so it would get some of the rainwater in there, and it's now kind of like softened up the boilies, softened up the pellets. Like I say, I've just mixed the sweet corn in there rather than putting it all in separately. Just mix it all together and get it all done in one shovel. So there's about enough in there to do me 3 boat loads. So the boilies are all nice and soft, the pellets are already starting to go mushy now. My thinking behind that, get everything soft, get everything mushy, and then when it hits the water, it's giving off the attraction a lot more quicker. That's my theory. Whether it'll work or not is a different matter. So Right, let's get the rods out because the sun is already starting to dip behind the trees, and I don't want to leave it to the last moment before getting the rods out, so let's crack on and get that done. That's it then guys, the rods are all set for the evening. It's still just about enough daylight. I know this does look bright, but you know, it's just the camera's good at picking up light in low light levels, if that makes sense. But yeah, we're set, we're fishing. I've only made one small difference. Left and middle rods are still fishing on the same spots I fished yesterday. The right hand rod that was fishing just down by these lilies here behind me. I've just dropped that out in open water, slightly to my right, kind of, I'd say in line with the lilies, but just dead middle open water. Just thought I'd try something different with that rod rather than fishing to the lilies or just off the island for a change, so we'll see if that makes a difference. Probably won't, but you never know. But right, anyway, I'm going to clean up my bait boat, and in that mushy mess has made a mess of my bait boat, so clean that up and then settle down for the evening and cook me tea. Yeah, just might do. Oh, see that nice full moon behind the trees, guys? No, nor me. Thanks, clouds. Right, guys. So, it's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning. Been a quiet, not even had any bleeps, liners, nothing. I was planning on staying all day, but I think sometimes you just got to know when to knock it on the head. I'm not going to knock it on the head quite yet. I'm going to give it a couple more hours. I had to wind in the rods anyway. They're lent up against the bivvy at the moment, but the call of nature made me run down to the loo, so I had to wind in. So I'm going to fish for about 9 o'clock, guys. I'm not even going to use the boat. I'm literally going to put some PVA foam nuggets on the rig and just fling them back out for the last couple of hours of fishing. So yeah, I'm going to have some breakfast and then knock it on the head. Sometimes you just got to know when it's not happening, I think, but right. Like I said, I'm not even going to refresh yoke baits. I'm just going to put these nuggets on and get the rods back out. That's it then, guys. Last couple of hours, last chance saloon. It's probably just going to be long enough for while I have some breakfast and then start packing up the stuff I don't need anymore. Fingers crossed. Alright guys, I am pretty much all packed up now. There's only the rods up. I've left the bivvy up behind the camera, but everything else is packed up. Left the bivvy up to the last minute because at the moment. You never know if it's going to rain, so if I'll leave the bivvy up, then if it does start raining I can still chuck everything in there just to stop it getting wet. But yeah, I've come to the end of my session now, guys. As soon as I've finished talking to you, the rods are going to come in, and that is that. Unfortunately, it's been another blank. Kind of had a feeling it would be, to be fair, but hey ho, that's fishing. Right, I don't know if, when, where I'm going to be fishing next, because it was only just last night old Boris announced the start of a 4-week lockdown. How severe that lockdown's going to be and what it means to fishing, don't know at this point in time, but yeah, so I can't tell you where or when I'm going to be fishing next. Obviously we need more information from the government, the Angling Trust, etc. But anyway, right, I ain't going to waffle on too much because I want to get packed up in case any rain does come along. So thanks for watching this video, guys, even though it was a blank. I did try. But till I do see you again, whenever that be, tight lines, guys.